the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We do have to put the posting at first in chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code is amending notice of Texas Open Meetings Act. And any members of the public who wish to speak shall have 5 minutes.
Just want to kind of give you a report, Duke Fire Department. Up to this month, we've had 13 calls. And I want to thank y'all for your support and help for our fire departments in this county. As you know, we received all of our rescue tools, and we actually used them on an 18-wheeler to extricate, and they were fantastic. So thank you for that. Also, the boat, the rescue boat, will be here delivered at the end of February. That's the date that they gave us. And also we need some turnout gear, some things. We put grants in, and they will be meeting in March to see if we receive that grant. So again, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it.
Mr. Bill Hammonds is here. He's beginning to work on the emergency management stuff. Do you have anything you would like to say this morning?
It's still too early for me.
I thought so. Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll go to item number 1, which is to approve the minutes of the January 16th meeting. We don't have an agreement right now. And so even though they've been working on it for a long time, there is no agreement with GrantWorks and us with this particular project. And so versus us not having one at all, I just felt like it would be better if we had a $12.95 because we are in agreement with them. And that's all we have right now. I think so too. Did you get one?
Wednesday or Thursday, he'll be there to sign it. They printed it out, but
Okay.
Mr. Brackens has to sign it.
We don't have to have a $12.95 until we have an agreement, do we?
That wasn't an agreement.
No, I don't think it, I think that was,
Yes.
I don't know if that was an agreement. I don't think it's been approved yet.
It was an agreement between us, but the actual, it's still in the grant writing stages.
The project itself has.
That's not been approved.
Correct, but just the agreement that if we got money, we'd pay it to them.
Or pay it to the people that are fixing whatever, the
Right.
vendors. So it is premature. I mean, I was thinking it's premature, but
Not what it had to do with.
I felt like if we approved it, we needed a $12.95 on it.
Yes, okay. Good.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and amendments.
a building fund for the jail repairs for the jail. It comes out of the courthouse. And I see where it says maintenance on the jail. Where'd that come from?
We do have a line item in the general fund, but even though it was a building repair, you usually just transfer that over to the jail, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But there is a line item in the general fund for that, yes. Any other discussion?
The second one, reclass line on the budget expense for county
Budget
clerk.
transfers and amendments. And a second one?
Yeah. County clerk, employed to be in probate council. Something coming out of her, county clerk,
But she said she didn't have enough
we're
money.
gonna go to this class.
Well, that is a probate fund. That 090 is a probate fund, and there was not any money budgeted for her in there, but
It's
it can
actually,
be transferred.
it comes from fees that are put into that
Yes,
fund.
for
And
that purpose.
It can be used for any probate education. So, and actually Allison is going, she's the probate. Right, Allison? I mean, if you're the one that's going.
Yes, ma'am.
Any discussion? Any discussion?
I make a motion on the budget transfers.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None, motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve the payroll. Judge, what number? Ma'am?
Wrong bill.
There you go, see there? Thank you. Let's review the bills.
Starting. We get some psychological evaluations done.
Yes, sir.
Is that for like inmates or is that for employees or
No, they're for potential employees.
potential employees?
Yes, sir, that's one of the standard things you go through, physical, psych.
Current and potential, yes.
Is that just jailers or is it officers also?
Well, jailers and officers have to go through it. Most of the time when you hire an officer, they already have it. Unfortunately, we spend a lot of money on that because nobody stays longer than about, on average, our jail hires somebody new in that jail every 46 days. So we have nothing but constant rookies in there.
So that's for some new employees. So,
How many's on there?
Three,
3?
it says 3 psych evals.
So it's probably the 2 new ones and Sheena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
It's just for, back some years ago, we entered into an agreement with Windstream. We were supposed to bring our bills down. And I continuously see Windstream bills that are extremely high. Have we had increases or is that been that way the whole time?
You know, we're in the process right now of another contract with Windstream where they're putting in 100 meg. Now, we haven't got those bills yet because they haven't got the 100 meg put in, but y'all voted to have the 100 meg internet put in. I believe it had to go with the county clerk's office having to get a new software that needed the higher bandwidth. And so they're in the process of that, but that's not reflected on the bills yet, so.
And that's gonna increase the bill.
I want to say it was 300 and something, Judge, without it being in front of me.
More. It's going to increase on more.
Yes, sir.
Is
You're
that
going
like
from a
every
20
bill or is that for the whole?
That'll be every bill for 36 months, because you're going from a 20 meg to 100 meg circuit.
Are you talking, is it just the big deals that are 45, 35?
Yeah, that's the only one I'm talking about. I don't know that.
I see on page 32, I see the Southern Oak, I think the fire department collected their $10,000.
Yes.
So have all of the fire departments collected?
No, not all of them. Some of them, I think, don't, maybe, there's a few that haven't. So it usually, sometimes, because some of them just got theirs, towards the end of last year, but,
September.
yeah, September, so, but.
Street was on there too. Street and Vine, so they have to furnish y'all with the.
Their operating expenses for the prior year.
Who made the motion to pay the bill?
Second.
Favor aye. Motion carried. Now, item number 4 is payroll.
If y'all would please exchange this back page in your report, due to, and then on the front page where it talks about Tomas, if y'all will mark that out due to a decision this morning, I've had to go back and take that out of the payroll. The reason the change got made was there was an IRS,
Unless you already started signing, but I'll just write
suit with Williamson County and that court interpreters are supposed to go through payroll, but that's in appeal right now. So.
Now that, county clerk supplement, is that $400 a month?
Know what that is back when she came on in December, it's $200 a month and it's paid on the second payroll, and my clerk at the time left that off of there, so we're paying that back for December and January, yeah, and then come February it'll go back to the 200.
She is a full-time employee.
Yes, ma'am. And per the request, you will also see, per the request last week, I've started adding the admin time down at the bottom. I was requesting of me to start putting that on each payroll, so it's on there.
Any other discussion? Motion on the payroll?
I'll make a motion, yeah, pay the payroll,
I'll second.
approve the payroll.
I got a question. You can vote.
We can ask it before we vote.
Does part-time get admin time?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, that's been a discussion. I think we're still in the midst of trying to figure out how to figure that out. You
Well, they
have-
don't get it.
They're not.
Trying to figure it out.
Full-time
Part-time don't
benefit.
get admin time.
There was one instance a few weeks back in December when a part-time person did get admin. It was requested of me to contact TAC. I contact TAC, legal or HR and TAC, and they said that basically it's up to the discretion of the office holder and. if
We're
they
still
can
looking
admin
into
time.
it.
So it's being looked into.
Is that gonna come full court, we vote on it? Instead of just going by what tax said?
Brian is looking into that for us. And that was several payrolls ago, and we didn't realize it was on there. Okay, all in favor, aye? On the current payroll? Opposed? Okay, we'll go to item number 5 for reports. And the treasurer's report. And this is, let me put this in a different order. I have the auditor's report for December. And the treasurer's report, which is certifying these, and this is what you put on the internet, is that correct? On our website, and this is for December.
Coming your way.
Sir?
It's coming your way.
Oh, that's fine, don't mind.
Teague Library has submitted, and I didn't realize this was not, a report saying what they have done, what their programs are, and how they are using funds that are provided by the county. If anyone would like to look at this ledger, showing how these funds have been expended. And then I'm gonna ask you to give a copy of this. You don't have a copy, you do have a copy.
Yes.
Great, okay. Karen, did you get a copy of this?
What is it?
The Teague Library? All right. Would you pass that to Karen? I don't know if they are requesting funds, and that's based on that. So I'll give you that, but we also are gonna, include that as one of our reports, because it does say what they've spent their funds on.
Right, I bet this is, I bet they're requesting
I bet it is
payment,
too.
we can put it in for next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, does anybody else have a report? That's all I have. Do we have a motion to accept the reports?
I make a motion that we accept one.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 6, burn ban. I'm assuming no action. The fireman's shaking his head no, so I think we're good to go. Item number 7, special road use agreements. Do we have any?
There should be one there for maybe County Road 411.
Oh, yeah. We have a bond, thank you. For County Road 411 from DBH, they're a tree company that's gonna be using County Road 411. Thanks, I forgot about that.
Is there a bond?
Yes, that's about 25,000.
25,000. Any others? Is there a motion to approve the bond?
That's a motion approved.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 8, approve bonds and education certificates. I have a bond for Chris Ivy for $5,000.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Item number 9, discuss a fee for 911 addressing. In other counties, there is a fee. A person wants a 911 address, comes in and fills out the application, and then just a small fee, $25. Some charge $50. But, you know, our person has to drive out, do the measurements, and it's to cover just those additional expenses.
What do we charge?
We don't charge anything. And, like I said, some charge 25, some charge 50. So, I'm asking that we consider a fee on those services.
Probably before we start considering a fee, we probably need to get the 911 addresses right. Because there are several in this county that are not right.
That's true.
But will we charge them a fee? Will we charge them a fee that already have it? This is just for new?
For new.
Yeah, this is for
New
new.
numbers.
No, there's a lot of addresses that are not right.
They're all.
I would make a motion that we charge them a $25 fee. But also in that motion, I would say that those that already have it, that is wrong, we don't charge them a fee for coming out correctly or fixing it.
That's correct, because we gave them the numbers, so if it's not right, we shouldn't charge them to redo it. We have a motion for a $25 fee.
Well, not all of them will give the numbers, but I know some that get their own numbers. And I personally
Mine too.
had to go buy them.
Well, but our 911 person has to go out and is supposed to measure and say what that number is. I'm not talking about the physical number, I'm talking about going out and determining what the number should be.
Everybody has buying their own number. I bought mine. They told me what, Hewlett told me what to put up. Or assign me the number.
Assigning numbers, I should say.
Yes.
I don't think you should have to pay for your, I personally don't think you should have to pay for your 911 number. I mean, your 911 address. That's just my opinion. Y'all do what you want to.
If we do charge, we need to furnish the numbers and go put them up for them, not tell them to put them up, get their own number.
A nice sign and a nice sign with the numbers on them, and then put them, and whoever put them up at their residence. I mean, if you're gonna do that, provide
Well, I think we might need to talk about a bigger fee then.
Leave it alone at the present time.
Sir?
Leave it alone at the present
All
time.
right. That motion dies for lack of a second. We'll go to item number 10, discuss the April County Government Month. We, been talking about possibly doing, some activities in the month of April, because April is County Government Month, and this is the 100th anniversary of the courthouse. It was built in 1919. Sheriff, I know, has been visiting about some things that we might do. We might get the museums to bring some literature and some interesting things. We're thinking about having it maybe at the Green Barn, and just having a day to have maybe things from Hot Cog. They have a lot of information and they like to come and put on programs, but maybe combining several different things within the county on that day. What did you thought about? I know you've been talking about it, thinking about it.
I think it's a very good idea. I put the word out a little bit, got some ideas. Was thinking about maybe discussing a time capsule type thing, if that would go over good, and having people put a little elected officials and having all excellent, anybody that's ever been an elected official that's from Freestone County come. So that was just some of my ideas.
I would really prefer it to be here. This is what we're celebrating right here.
I thought you were the one that suggested that we do it at the Green Bar because we wouldn't have enough room.
Well, not me. I would rather have it here. This is where, I mean, that's my thought. I don't know where the Green Bar came from, but no, I'd rather just have it here and try to plan around
Was that the discussion that we had, if we had the hot dog?
I've not heard of the Green Barn.
Somebody suggested the Green Bar, I don't want that on. You know, we had, several years ago, we did try to do something for, in April, for our county government month. And, were y'all here then? You remember? The commissioners all came and we had a lot of things set up. I think 2 or 3 people is all that came.
On the hall. On the hall, some kids came from schools.
But as far as just
Cookies and stuff.
We did. We did. We didn't have much participation, but I think that we probably need to try something again this year. If y'all are in agreement, we'll try to start getting it together. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Update mandated providers for Freestone County indigent health care.
I believe y'all have a copy of this. For the request of Craig, I had reached out to the TIG Pharmacy Plus as a mandated provider for our pharmacy, and they finally returned the contract back to me showing that they signed off on it, wanting to be a mandated provider. And so I've added them to the list.
Got a motion? The motion is to include Pharmacy Plus on the list of health service providers. All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 12, consider the agreement from Southwell.
It's actually Sourcewell, but I call the people, this is who Andy's wanting to purchase his backhoe through. Y'all did approve to go through Buy Board. This is a different competitive program. And I talked to them, and they're legit. They sent me a list of all the counties that use them and what they've purchased and all. And there's an agreement, I think, up there that'll need to be signed. It's just a one-time thing that we agree. Anyway, what actually we're going through, what did he find, a JBC? He's purchasing it from Austin Turf and Tractor. JBC is on the, has a contract with Sourcewell. Okay, so, anyway.
Okay.
We'll actually be paying, and we'll have the contract number on the invoice, and we'll actually be paying Austin Turf and Tractor, but they will be putting the contract number from Sourcewell that they have with JBC on there on the invoice.
All right, and this agreement, we don't need a 1295 for it?
We probably do, so we probably need to get that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. I didn't even think about that.
So So can we approve this agreement subject to receiving the $12.95? Okay. We have a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. All in favor, aye. Thank you. Now, item number 13, consider the purchase of backhoe for precinct 1.
I'll make that motion.
That's it.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 14, go out for bids on a bridge on 253.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
There's somebody going out.
I can see it flying. Number 15, a resolution. This is something for the sheriff's department.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? It says, whereas the Freestone County Commissioners Court finds it's in the best interest of the citizens that this project be operated for the 2019-2020 year. And we agree that in the event of loss or misuse of the funds from the office of the governor, that would be returned to the office if we don't handle it properly. And is this on the radios?
This is for the grant work that myself and Mary are supposed to, well, we've already began working on it. It's gonna be a $93,000 grant. We're one of 3 in the state of Texas with, what do they call it, an old microwave,
Microwave.
and they don't even make parts for it anymore.
This
The
is
only-
the radio.
Yes, this is our communication for everybody.
Okay.
And they said this lasted longer than what they even expected at this point. And the only way we can even get parts to repair it is from other people that had it go down or whatever, and if their parts are still good, we can take their parts and put them in ours. So, and this is in Hot Cog, we have discussed this in length with Hot Cog since last year, because Hot Cog is saying this is something that we're gonna have to get done, because if our communication goes down, we can't talk to the fire department, we can't talk to the law enforcement, we can't talk to anybody. And we don't have another option. So, in this resolution, I think it ought to also be known, and it's my understanding that the county will have to upfront the $93,000, but it's grant funding that we will get back.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
That's it.
All in favor, aye.
We sign this one,
How long will it take to get the money back?
Normally, it's within, it's 30 days after it's all come in, and we present them with the information that it's running, it's working, we have everything there is, and then within 30 days after that, that's the way it's been on the other grants we've done.
That's what we did on y'all's grant.
And this will be one of the more newer models there is. And this one, they couldn't believe it. I think they said it lasted 15 years, and they said that's pretty good for this one. So the next one we're getting is supposed to be even better than this.
We want to change any channels, any radios or anything?
No, we shouldn't. No. It's
It's going to hook up over there and carry
yeah, they're
on.
putting all new stuff in
Plug it
the
in,
towers.
ready to go.
Yeah, they're putting all new stuff in the towers. We'll have new relays at all the towers and the main. But everybody's got channel 1, channel 2. Everybody operates off channel 2 here, and then the fire. And I think the first phase we're going to try to do is the channel 2 phase. We'll do the channel 2 that way, because that's who uses, or most of the people use the channel 2 now. The fire department has theirs and EMS has theirs, but, so we're gonna go with the channel 2 first. That way, at least if something were to happen on the other channels, we can still operate off 2.
All right, any comments from Commissioners Court members?
I talked to two this morning, community water lines that are in the, our road right away. With the amount of rain we've got, we have several that are exposed. And is that a county's job to, I don't know my responsibility when it comes to community water, but they were laid years ago. Or do I have any responsibility? They were supposed to be buried 24 inches, I do know that.
Right. They have the right to use the right of way, but that doesn't mean that we have to maintain it, is my
Thank
understanding.
you. Thank you.
Judge Green, we had a motion and a second on number 15, but we didn't vote.
Number 15, all in favor, aye. Thank you.
So do that means if the
But I
water,
would contact them and tell them it's.
Well, no, they contacted me, and I was gonna cover it up, and I said, wait a minute,
When you know.
hello? Next thing you know, I'll be reading the meter code.
but the courtroom's up here, I wanted to see that courtroom really, really.